Hello everyone. Thank you for joining me today on this channel. We are going to cook and prepare some healthy, delicious, and super easy meals today. It's all about prepping ahead, using foods from your pantry, and keeping it simple to save time. Homemade and semi-homemade meals are not just healthier and tastier, but also economical, and they save you money. I know this from experience. Believe me, I watch my budget very closely, and I know cooking from scratch or semi-homemade, that's the way to go, and it saves a great deal of money on your food budget. So let's get started. I'll show you what I cooked for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I put a granola mix together and flattened it out on parchment paper on a pan. Then I put it in the oven at 350. And then I made smoothie with blueberries, bananas, honey, a little lemon juice, some chia seeds, some ginger. I thought I tried ginger, and some water. I only used one banana, so it's not real thick, but that's okay. Sometimes two bananas make it too thick. And I just blended it together. Then I checked on my granola. I need to turn it over halfway through the cooking process. It needs to bake 21 to 24 minutes total, so I took it out about 10 minutes after it started baking and stirred it. That's what I'm doing here. Then I flattened it out again on the pan very well. Then I put it back in the oven. And I got my smoothie into a pitcher. This is the cute pitcher I bought from Walmart not too long ago. I'm having trouble getting that label off. I got to work on that. But it's thoroughly washed, I can tell you. Okay, the granola's done. I'm pulling it out. I need to let it cool for 45 minutes. And then I put shredded coconut and raisins over it. And break it up in little pieces. Put it in a container to store with a lid on it. And I ate so much of this granola, it was crazy. I like it over vanilla Greek yogurt. We are going to make a quick vegetable soup with these few ingredients. It's going to be flexitarian style, a traditional Italian vegetable soup, because I'm going to use tomato and tomato sauce coming up. The seasonings and some other flavorings will be coming later on. But right now we're going to start with a can of mixed vegetables. I'm not going to add any extra potatoes. I'm just going to stick with what's in this can. We're going to start out with sauteing some onion and celery. And we're going to use half of a Roma tomato. And this is very little roast beef here. I would say 1/4 of a cup. I just cut it up very small. But this, my husband said one time, he'll eat vegetable soup as long as you have the beef broth. He doesn't care if there's any meat in it. And he had said that, so we'll see if he likes this, and I'll let you know. So I'm going to go ahead and saute the chopped onion and celery. Go from there. I have about a teaspoon of olive oil. And we're going to saute the onion and celery. I have 2 cups of water with 2 teaspoons of beef broth. That's the powdered form. The onions and celery have sauteed for quite a while, so we're going to pour this in slowly. I guess gradually. Oh, it smells so good. I need to chop up this tomato. I'm going to go ahead and add it to the broth. Stir that. We're going to start adding our seasonings. Everything but salt. Do not add salt yet till you've tasted it. A little garlic powder. A little black pepper. A little parsley. And a couple teaspoons, I'd say, of vinegar. We may add some sugar too, because my husband likes a little sweetness to his vegetable soup if it has tomatoes in it, to break down the acidity. We'll let that cook a while. I gave it a taste test, and I'm going to put a tablespoon of sugar, just a little Lowry's, add the meat, and just about a fourth a can, just a little bit of tomato sauce. Not pretty thick. I'm probably going to be adding water at some point. Okay, I'm going to turn this down to low because these vegetables have already been cooked that are in this can. All right then, now it's really looking good. Look at that. Whoa, now we got soup. We don't need too much more liquid, maybe a cup. Okay, so I'll turn up the flame now. Let that cook together. As soon as it starts to boil, I'm going to turn it back down and give it a taste test and add my seasonings. It just came to a boil. I'm going to stir it. Turn it down to low. Add just a little. After I gave it the taste test, I decided it needed a little more vinegar. And another, because of the water, we want to add another teaspoon of beef broth. I think that should be plenty of beef broth. So it should have plenty of beefy flavor now. And a little bit of garlic powder. It's according to your taste. You can add whatever you like according to your taste. But I think this soup is done, the taste here. It's good. My husband will love it. And here it is. Add a little parsley. I wish I had fresh parsley. And it looks great and tastes great too. As you can see, there's plenty of carrots and potatoes, which is what we really love in vegetable soup, most of us. That's what brings the heartiness to it. And the meat does help, but there's very little meat. You can hardly see it, but it's in there. It's just broken up in little pieces. But that beef broth gives you the flavor that you love, that beefy flavor. So I showed you some healthy meals I prepared for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The granola will last all week long. And the smoothie 3 days. And that's my husband and I were talking about that consumes these items. And he just loves granola and he enjoys his smoothies. And the soup, that will feed at least 4 people. Now let's get started on dinner. Oh, got to get into the kitchen. I've got a pound of Italian ground mild sausage here. I'm going to use half of this for an Italian dish with pasta and half for stuffed mushrooms. I'm going to make those tomorrow. That's going to be a really awesome appetizer. I'm going to cook it all in this pan. I'm going to take half of it out and reserve that. I'm going to leave the rest in the pan and go ahead and add the sauce. So I'm just going to break it up and let it cook for a little while here. I'm breaking it in small pieces. If you have a plastic meat masher, use it for this. I don't have a plastic one. I have a metal one. And I don't want that to scratch my nonstick frying pan. Just gonna chop it up in little pieces here with the back of this plastic spoon. I'm gonna go ahead and add some chopped onions to that. Oh, this smells so good. It reminds me of the sausages you get at the fair with the bell peppers and onions. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. This is going to have tons of flavor. I'm going to add something else that's green and packed with nutrition. Spinach. I'm going to finish chopping this up though. Before we add the spinach, let's add about a teaspoon of garlic and add our spices, a little parsley. Oh, gotta have basil. Now the spinach. I'm gonna add more spinach, make it even healthier. So because we added spinach, we added protein and iron, so we can use this meat to go further. We can use this meat to go into the stuffed mushrooms, the red sauce for the pasta dish, and maybe for one other dish. My husband wants some for breakfast, he said, with his pancake. Turned off the burner. I'm going to add almost half of the sausage to this bowl over here to reserve for the stuffed mushrooms I'm going to bake tomorrow. I can reserve a little bit for my hubby, let him try it. I gave my husband some, he absolutely loves it. I'm going to add the red sauce. This is pasta sauce. I have the pasta I cooked the other day. It's great to prep ahead. I cooked too much pasta for a pasta salad, so I'm going to go ahead and add this and see how much sauce we need. I have some tomato sauce in the refrigerator from something I made earlier, the soup, the vegetable soup, so I think I'm going to add that to this. I want to reserve some of the spaghetti sauce. My husband likes it to the side. I added the extra tomato sauce. I want to sweeten it up with a little sugar. My husband loves that. And a little garlic powder. Because you added the plain tomato sauce, you need to add some more flavoring to that, some more spices, a little parsley. That should do it. See how the spinach reduced down? You can hardly see it now. Your kids wouldn't even know it's in there. We're going to add just a little more spaghetti sauce, and I think that will do it. Okay, let's get our mozzarella and start shredding away. Fresh Parmesan cheese would be great too to grate over this. There we go. I have some extra chopped spinach for garnish. You could also use basil if you have fresh basil. Give you a close-up. This looks delicious. My husband, he's gonna die over this. But you can serve this with a salad. Thank you for hanging out with me today in the kitchen. I hope I inspired you to cook some healthy, time-saving, and delicious meals, mostly from scratch. God bless all of you. I'll see you on the next one.